The following is the story of a man once assumed missing. Someone who, according to an online discussion forum, could only be deceased, incarcerated, or insanely rich. It's the story of a Bitcoin billionaire. But instead of fast cars, tax evasion, and plain black t-shirts, we have a humble hard worker, a colourful Caribbean island, and one of the world's most expensive t-shirts, $5 million. And he was last seen on the island of Curaçao, where I've come to find him. So why does PointBiz, aka Peter Kroll, have so much money to his name? They are responsible for weighty contributions to the early days of Bitcoin, well before Bitcoin was worth $10. Yes, that's 4 zeros less than today's prices. His most notable Bitcoin invention is Bitaddress, which was a novel way to create a Bitcoin wallet. The website still works to this day, and its treasure is also still intact. The treasury for the paper wallet reached 36 BTC. That's more than $3.6 million today, and not a single coin has moved in a decade. So, the missing person has been hodling for 10 years now. Curaçao's paradise vibes aside, it's an island steeped in history, piracy, and treasure. But there's also a treasure trail of Bitcoin merchants, meetups, and even some massive Bitcoin memes on Curaçao. It would suggest that the Bitcoiner lives here and his work lives on. I want to ask him, why come to Curaçao? Maybe he is why Curaçao's Bitcoin scene is so strong. On how on earth can you sit on millions of dollars in Bitcoin without spending a single sat for such a long time?
Do you know a guy called Peter Kroll?
No.
Peter Kroll?
No, I don't know.
No? Do you know a guy called Peter?
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 Yeah.
Peter K? Do you know Peter K?
Peter K.
Oh, okay. Can you take me to him?
Yeah, Peter K.
Oh, no, not Peter K. Peter. Peter Kroll? No?
There's one more clue. In response to the alleged disappearance and extreme wealth alluded to on the Bitcoin Talk forum, Peter finally chimed in with the following message. I'll leave my public proof of hodl intact. I'm not selling. Not these Bitcoins, not for fiat. And I'm not selling bitaddress.org. I'm around, paying it forward.
Run your own Bitcoin Core. Run your own Electromex. Run your own Bitcoin Block Explorer for the sovereignty and privacy.
Beautifully read. That's right. Yeah. It's like you wrote it yourself.
Yep, this is him. The missing Bitcoin billionaire. Once I realized Peter Kroll was PointBiz, a bit of digging and a tip-off from my well-traveled mate Paco led me straight to Curaçao.
Hi, buddy. How are you?
Why were you assumed missing? How did the internet think that you had disappeared in the first place?
Back in the day, there was these things called vanity addresses, and I put my vanity address on my bitaddress.org open source project. It starts with one ninja, just kind of a practice that we don't do in Bitcoin these days, but it's a really noticeable, identifiable address. And on some block explorers, they've tagged it with my Bitcoin Talk username. And then in 2021, the price of Bitcoin went crazy, like up to 60,000. And even OGs I know were messaging me like, how come you're not spending your Bitcoin? And you can spend them. And I'm like, it's okay. I don't want to spend those ones because there's a privacy challenge because people know those Bitcoins are related to me. And I thought, I didn't want the speculation to keep growing. So I thought, let me just post an update,
On the way to meet Peter. Oh, there he is. Yeah. The missing millionaire.
Yeah, lovely to meet you.
Yeah, give you a hug as well.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Good.
Thank you for coming to meet me as well. It's I found you.
Yeah.
The missing Bitcoin billionaire. He's here.
Well, not a billionaire,
Satoshi billionaire.
Yeah, exactly.
A Satoshi billionaire? So a Bitcoin billionaire has a billion sats or Satoshis. If that phrase doesn't make sense to you, then please go and check out Plan B Network. It is a free-to-use resource where you can learn about all things Bitcoin. Go on, go check out planb.network. Back to the video. Our first stop was an electronics store that Peter orange-pilled a few years ago.
Let's go get your SIM card with Bitcoin.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Peter is part of this Curaçao family. Even though he's a foreigner, technically, in Curaçao, he feels quite Caribbean and people warm to him and people welcome him into their stores. Peter helped me buy a SIM card, paid for in Bitcoin, naturally. We popped into a hat shop shortly after that because apparently I needed a hat, and I ended up buying him one. After melting in the sun for a little bit, we found a cafe, had a few cold drinks, and naturally we paid in Bitcoin. And that was just day one. We jumped in Peter's car again and trundled past a couple of Bitcoin billboards. Yes, actual billboards advertising why you should save in Bitcoin. You might recognize these billboards from some viral Reddit posts a few years ago because they're such a great way of explaining the value of hodling. Naturally, Peter funded these billboards, and you can probably sense a theme of Peter funding Bitcoin activities across the island through this video.
There's another sort of OG story that I want to touch upon. Apparently, you've got one of the world's most expensive t-shirts.
I do, yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
I have it framed at home.
Framed?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you would, right? You would wear it.
Yeah. Though I wore it until it's really ugly. So I've framed a really ugly t-shirt that's cleaned. I washed it. There's a company called Babel Tees, which doesn't exist anymore. And they took Bitcoin. And it was like 13.84 Bitcoin. And I even printed the email which showed all that and framed it with the t-shirt. I really believe what's natural is people will hold Bitcoin for 5 years before they spend it. But in the initial stages, for confidence, I encourage them to do one spend. Because if you just receive, it doesn't feel real to you and you haven't practiced the full cycles.
Before leaving Curaçao, I visited a disadvantaged school where Peter and his wife, Rajvee, actually donate the funds to help the kids get online constantly. Basically, they invested in this new Wi-Fi solution to ensure that all of the classrooms can always be online.
So actually, in Curaçao, one challenge of getting people to work on this Wi-Fi in the classrooms is it's invisible. So my wife and I are people who will do invisible things that don't get much credit. And our first thought isn't to talk about it. Our first thought is like, hey, before we teach people about Bitcoin, I think they need the internet and they might self-learn about Bitcoin. So it's like Bitcoin is this higher order thing that sits on an internet bedrock.
Yeah.
So I want to live in a society where everyone's child got the internet, and it might not change everyone's life, but I was a very self-motivated, self-learning individual, and I know a certain percentage of all the children everywhere on earth are like that. And if they don't have internet at home, but they can get it at school, that can change their lives.
Rajvee! Hi! Yeah, this is the school here. And yeah, the gist is that BTC Curaçao donated all of the funds to install Wi-Fi in all the classrooms. Hello. Hi, I'm Joe, by the way.
Hi, Jeannie.
So there are lots of kids here with hearing impairments, autism.
We have children with autism, children with speech disability, and hearing disability.
Okay, right.
Okay.
We are helping schools on the island, 6 schools already since 2021, 2022, to get Wi-Fi in their school, in the whole school, so in all of the classrooms. In these few schools that we've helped, they're looking into things like learning other languages. It's relating to BTC Curaçao in that we care about people having access to the internet and Wi-Fi and doing just philanthropic work for the community.
It sounds like a small deal, but the reality was incredible. Like the teachers were buzzing. Obviously the pupils loves it because, you know, what 12-year-old doesn't love the internet? And it was actually quite moving for me to see how much of a difference something as simple as internet access can make.
We have a meme like get on zero. It means get on zero fiat, right? In order to get on zero fiat, you need to be able to spend Bitcoin. And I've seen many of your videos and how spending Bitcoin makes you smile, and it also makes me smile. But if I'm the only one spending Bitcoin, then merchants lose interest. There's Bitcoin digital nomads going around checking all these places out, and I want Curaçao to be like one of those stops. And if tourists are coming here spending at places where I spend, then the merchant is going to keep accepting Bitcoin.
Bitcoin isn't just something Peter talks about. It's actually being used right here, every day. Case in point, this chicken shop. So I opened up my Bitkit wallet and paid for the delicious chicken. Right now, there is a free Bitcoin QR code on the screen that if you scan it and you're one of the first 10, then you will receive some free Bitcoin courtesy of Bitkit. So Curaçao. I came here chasing whispers of a missing Bitcoin billionaire. What I found was the humble Bitcoin billionaire Peter Kroll. A man who clearly holds tight to his OG stack of Bitcoin, but he still spends and advocates for Bitcoin to be spent daily, and he encourages others to do the same. He's not clinging to his Bitcoin like some end-of-days prepper. He lives and breathes it, and he circulates it. He is bootstrapping a real circular economy. One cafe, one classroom, one delicious chicken shop at a time. And he's doing it all in flip-flops with no fanfare on a Caribbean island where MasterCard doesn't really have a foothold.
I do feel, older generation Bitcoiners were saying things like, we have to get Bitcoin into the hands of as many people as possible, as fast as possible, so the governments can't ban it. I won't say who said that.
I know exactly who you mean.
Yeah, but I totally believe in that. And so there's 102 businesses you can spend Bitcoin in Curaçao. One ATM. So that's why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
It's 102 off-ramps. And I was like, this is life calling out to me to teach people about Bitcoin so we can get merchant adoption here and pay people, digitally, virtually, contactless, all of the above. Live, eat, and breathe Bitcoin for all.